We'll visit Texican Court. We'll preview Mainstage Irving Las Colinas' Lives of the Saints, and we'll meet Irving's first woman police officer. All this and more coming up About Town. Hello everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Kathy Whiteman. We're so glad you could join us today for details on the upcoming entertainment series of Irving concert featuring acclaimed piano man Jason Coleman. And Susan reviews the new animated film from Disney, Raya and the Last Dragon. As always, we'd love for you to send us your feedback. Tell us about events going on around the community, interesting people we should profile, or stories you'd like to see on the show. You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. It already feels like spring is in the air despite our recent Snowmageddon encounter, and people are ready to get outdoors. A great place to do that is Texican Court with its expansive courtyard, fire pits, live music, and more. Check it out in this edition of Staycation Irving.
Roast marshmallows and warm up by a fire pit while visiting the Texican Court Hotel in Las Colinas.
We have several fire pits that you can roast s'mores, sit around, gather with your friends.
The Texican Court isn't your typical hotel. Their unique retro style is meant to take you back to the roots of that area.
You can see that it has a lot of native Texan Spanish influence, which is normal for the region before it sort of developed into the greater Irving area.
The hotel opened in Irving on November of 2018 across from the Toyota Music Factory.
It does offer a lot of dining and entertainment options. We're just a short walk away. So while you're here and you do want to enjoy some of that nightlife and something a little different, very easy to get to.
However, there are plenty of entertainment options on site.
We have several courtyards at this hotel, and we try to offer some lawn games, Bing Bad Toss. We do horseshoes. We have the pool that we, in the summer, it's a fantastic hit. People come and stay just for the pool. We do live music out at the courtyard. We do that every Friday, Saturday evening from 7 to 10. And that's right outside of our restaurant. You're allowed to take your drinks from the bar to any of our courtyards anywhere on the property, so that's kind of a plus for everybody. We have a fitness center, so you absolutely come work out. It's open 24 hours a day, so you can come work out while you're staying here.
While staying at the Texican, you can settle into one of their guest rooms, which features custom-made furniture.
We do offer a full-size Smeg refrigerator, fully stocked mini bar inside. We do have all the traditional amenities, the ironing board, we do offer high-speed internet, cable TV. So while it does look a little bit on the retro side and a little more laid back, we try to offer all the amenities that you would get at any other full-service hotel.
And just a few steps away is the hotel's restaurant, the Two Mules Cantina.
So we're kind of in a native Texan style restaurant. We do a lot of different tacos, enchiladas, that kind of thing. We do a chicken poblano enchilada, which is fantastic, as well as fajita plates, smoked barbacoa tacos, things like that. We do specialize in our tequila drinks. One of our best drinks, I would say, is our Diablo Margarita, which has a little bit of spice to it, has some muddled raw jalapeno, so it definitely adds a little kick, but it's fantastic. But we do offer different kinds of flights of tequilas, as well as assortments of all liquors.
The Two Mules Cantina, along with the free live music featured every Friday and Saturday evening, is open to the public. But if you're looking to stay the night, the Texican has a number of special packages, including a pet package and the popular glamping package that comes with a s'mores kit, complimentary drinks, and breakfast for two.
Depending on what the package is and what it's tailored for and what experience you're looking for, we can offer those kinds of things.
The Texican Court says their individuality adds to their comfort and charm. It's one of the many reasons they encourage the community to make their hotel your next staycation destination.
You come and you experience the room with all the vibrant colors and the different decor, and you think this is not the normal. This is something that I can really enjoy, and it's different. And that's something that we really tried to focus on, was that this isn't something that you can get anywhere else.
For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
Texican Court is located at 501 West Las Colinas Boulevard. To make a reservation, call 833-839-4226 or visit them online at texicancourt.com. Mainstage Irving Las Colinas continues their streaming season with Lives of the Saints, a collection of 6 one-act plays. Susan Stevens has this preview.
Enigma Variations is one of David Ives' popular outlandish short plays that questions our existence.
4 actors that are basically playing their alter egos. Sometimes they're talking together, sometimes one person's mouthing and the other one's doing the movement. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that happens with it. It's really a cool piece, and there's ridiculous moments that are going to make you laugh.
You can call me Bill.
Bill.
Or Will.
Will.
Will, you have a seat?
Thank you.
Mainstage Irving Las Colinas continues its virtual productions with a collection of Ives' one-act plays titled Lives of the Saints.
There's 6 different scenes, and all of them are completely different, from one where we are like doppelgangers to 2 guys just sitting in their front yard having an argument to one that heavily features a washing machine.
Most of us are playing a character in at least 5 of the acts.
I really like telling the stories and getting to be somebody different than I normally am, getting to try, especially something like this where I have 5 different characters who are all so different, getting to see like what each of those people are, getting to explore and play around with things that aren't none of these characters are like me.
No. Delusional? Mad?
No.
Any or many multiple personalities?
No.
Safety remains to be the Art Center's top priority, as all the actors on stage are part of the same COVID bubble.
I'm working with my boyfriend, so we live together, so that wasn't a risk. And then 2 of the other actors are also a couple and live together, so keeping the circle really small. And then the 5th actor, we also know really well. So all of us are friends. We've all worked together before.
Allowing Mainstage to still provide the community with a familiar form of entertainment.
Art is so essential to everything that we do. It relieves a burden, especially in times like this, to be able to escape.
It's still something that can take your mind off the pandemic and all the things that have been going on. So it's really nice to still have that opportunity to do the things that we really enjoy doing and bring things that we hope people will enjoy seeing.
Lives of the Saints explores the human condition in many different and comical ways. It's a humorous and enlightening escape that the cast and crew encourages everyone to see.
There are so many different types of humor in these 6 scenes that you're going to get attached to a couple of them, and hopefully like all of them, but you should definitely like several of them, I would think.
We really are covering a wide variety of styles, different decades that the plays take place in. So there's definitely a little something for everybody in the show, and we've had a lot of fun working on it.
For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
Everybody in the pool!
Mainstage Irving Las Colinas' Lives of the Saints premieres Friday, March 12th and streams through March 27th. Purchase your tickets at mainstageirving.com. Jason Coleman is an acclaimed entertainer in his own right, but his roots are firmly planted in the legacy of his grandfather, the great Floyd Kramer. The entertainment series of Irving presents Jason Coleman in concert, and here with the details are Johnny Pegues and Jason Coleman. Welcome to both of you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. We're so glad to be here.
Yeah, so excited to be here and excited to be with you in Irving very soon.
It is a pleasure to meet you virtually, Jason, and I'm very excited about the concert. I'm going to start with a question for Johnny, though. So, Johnny, I want to say bravo to the entertainment series. You guys have put together great hybrid concerts, with people in place, but also some streaming, and this one is your first full back in the saddle. It's called Nashville, The Legacy Lives On. Tell us a little bit about the Kramer/Coleman legacy here in Irving.
Well, I'm happy to be here, Kathy. We are so grateful to Jason that he's able to come to us this time and bring Megan Taylor with him. I mean, in my mind, of course, they're both giants in the entertainment field because they came from giants. So it's a wonderful opportunity for all of us and for the citizens of Irving. I would like to mention that this is Jason's second guest visit with us. He was here again in 2011, and his grandfather, Floyd Kramer, appeared for us for the citizens of Irving in 1990 1985 and 1982.
Oh,
So
my
we are
gosh.
happy to continue this tradition with Jason and his family because they are just marvelous people.
And wonderful entertainers. So Jason, let me say welcome back to Irving.
Yes, excited to get to be back. You know, this is going to be my first actual in-person concert in over a year, which is a long gap for me normally. But with all that's going on, there's no better place I'd rather return to the real stage than Irving. It's really special.
Well, you have got a lot of fans in this town, and I love it that your concert literally pays tribute to two of the, you know how they say GOAT, two of the greatest of all time country music legends. So tell us who they are and why you wanted to honor them with this concert at this time.
Sure. Yeah, I happen to agree they're pretty great, but I might be biased because I am proud of my granddad, Floyd Kramer, piano legend, Hall of Famer. And in this concert, I'm actually joined by a great friend of mine that I've known for a long time, and she and I make a lot of music together. Her name's Megan Taylor, and she is actually the great niece of the great Chet Atkins. And so, of course, Granddad and Chet spent a lot of their career together in the studio and on stage, performing and making some of the best music of all time. And so it's really pretty special for Megan and me to get to bring new life. You know, it's a tribute, yes, but it also, we like to think of it as really just extending sort of our family heritage and bringing new life to their style and their music.
I think that's wonderful. I love, in fact, and you allude to this, the name of the album that you guys have together, Feels Like Home. So tell us about the music that you're going to be performing.
Yeah, and it really does feel like home. These songs are the songs that we've grown up with just because of our families and our heritage. But in the concert, we sort of take folks through our family history, the careers of my granddad and Chet, and how they intertwined and how they not only were famous for their own music, but also played a huge part in country and pop music, all that came through Nashville. You know, Chet and Granddad were just a part of this. They called it the Nashville sound. That was this blend of country and pop. And so I think it's neat not only for fans of their music, but also fans of any music of that era in the 1950s and 60s. They can sort of see that a lot of songs they may not have realized that Chet and my granddad were a key part of in recording and putting together. So it's sort of a walk back through time, I think.
It sounds like an evening of great music and sort of like almost a family reunion, and you're sort of expanding the family to include the folks out here who love you so much. So Johnny, what do patrons need to know about the upcoming concert in terms of COVID guidelines right now?
Well, we are still limited to a certain amount of seats in the house. There are still some seats still available. We advise that people get there. The concert's at 2:30 on the 21st of March, which is a Sunday afternoon. We advise that people get there at least by 1:45 because of the temperature checks, the hand cleaning, and even if you wear gloves, we'll have to sanitize your hands as well. You will wear a mask. So we're still holding to all those, even though a lot of people may have been vaccinated. It's not a good time to give up our protocols because we want everyone to be safe and to enjoy the show without fear.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now's the time for us to take care of not just ourselves, but each other as well. And this is an opportunity
Absolutely.
to do that in the best company with the best music. So I'm truly looking forward to the concert. Again, folks, the Nashville Legacy Lives On is Sunday, March 21st. 2:30 p.m., but try to get there by 1:45 in Carpenter Hall. You can call 972-252-ARTS for your tickets, or you can visit entertainmentseries.com. This week, Susan Stevens reviews the new Disney animated film Raya and the Last Dragon. Here's a look.
Let's catch you up. My name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
Disney might have just created an instant classic with their new animated feature, Raya and the Last Dragon. After a tumultuous 2020, Disney gave us a silver lining with their jazz-inspired story, Soul, reminding us to appreciate the little things in life that gives us joy. But they didn't stop there. Raya and the Last Dragon gives us a glimmer of hope and unity during this time of division.
In order to restore peace,
the film is set in a realm known as Kumandra, which was attacked by monsters called the Droon that turned most of the humans and dragons into stone. The tragedy caused the people of Kumandra to split into 5 tribes, each blaming one another for their losses.
we're not the only ones looking.
It's up to Raya, a young warrior, to find the last dragon and fulfill her father's dream of peace and bringing everyone together. Along the way, she makes some new friends who share the same goals. The kindest and most innocent of the group is the last dragon herself, Sisu, who seems to have the trust in people that Raya lacks. There are a number of reasons why this movie is enjoyable. Let's knock out the most obvious. Visually, Disney animation is always stunning, so no surprise the film is beautiful. But it's the incredibly talented voices that knocks this one out of the park. Gemma Chan as the antagonist Namaari creates intriguing intensity. Awkwafina proves to be an unstoppable force as the hilarious Sisu you'll immediately adore. And Kelly Marie Tran as Raya gives her best performance yet, as she emotes pain, determination, and love in an endearing manner.
You can still use it to save the world. If we can get all the other gem pieces, you can reassemble it and boom the Droon away.
And bring my Ba back?
And bring all of Kumandra back.
But it's the timely premise that sparks a light in rough times. Raya and the Last Dragon raises the question of whether people at odds can ever learn to trust one another, let alone sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. Maybe those we don't agree with ultimately want the same things, because aren't we all decent at heart? Disney continues to represent different cultures in their animated features and supports diversity and inclusion, which is needed now more than ever. Raya and the Last Dragon is a breathtaking adventure with lovable characters, and it's absolutely worth the extra fee to watch on Disney+. Don't miss this fun, uplifting, and powerful tale. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone. You just have to take the first step. A shape changed.
Dragons can do that?
Look how close my butt is to my head. It's gonna make digestion so much faster.
You can catch Raya and the Last Dragon at AMC Irving Mall, and it's also streaming online on Hulu and Disney+. March is Women's History Month, and we're celebrating with an interview with an Irving trailblazer. Meet Gloria Willingham, Irving's first woman police officer. The only thing more welcoming than Gloria Willingham's garden might be the woman herself.
Hi, Kathy. You ready to go to the backyard and get started?
Full disclosure, instant fan. Gloria, you weren't born in Irving, you didn't grow up here, but you got here as fast as you could.
Fast as I could.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
I grew up in a small town just outside, about 50 miles from Abilene. It's called Haskell. And it was about 3,000 people, so it was very small. Growing up, I was in a family of three, two sisters. I was the middle child, and I was the tomboy. So Dad said I was as close to a boy as he got. So.
I wonder if he was very surprised or if he suspected that you would be attracted to law enforcement.
He was very surprised. When I was in college, I got placed at a job at the police department, working. They hired students to work like maybe 15 or 20 hours a week. And so I got placed in a job there as a clerk typist. And just loved everything I experienced there, getting to know the people, getting to see the personal side of police officers, reading the cases, because that's what I did. I typed up police reports. So I got a lot of background, you might say, on what police do from typing up the reports.
So you work at the police department and you ultimately decide that you wanted to be law enforcement for a career. How did you come about making that decision?
Well, I actually went into social work because that's what I had gone through school thinking I would do. And then when I started doing it, it was like almost immediately I knew this is not for me. I think with social work, you get too involved with your clients and it's an ongoing thing, and it kind of ate me up and tore me up inside because, you know, I wanted to fix everything. I wanted to adopt every child and bring them home with me, you know, that was in a bad situation. So I knew I couldn't do that long term. And but I still wanted to work with juveniles. And so I went to the Abilene Police Department and I asked them, you know, and they looked at me and they were like, no, we don't hire women. I mean, that's how long ago it was.
But Gloria learned that Irving was looking to hire a female officer to work with juveniles. She applied and got the job.
So they gave me like a 6-month probationary period. I know this is going to be hard for people to believe, but I actually worked for 6 months carrying a gun without having been to the police training.
It's been a little while.
Yes, I don't think that would ever happen nowadays. But after 6 months, they sent me to the police academy with 36 men, and I was the only woman in there. And of course, when you're in a situation where you're the only one of something, you have a lot more impetus to get you to do better. I was always trying to prove myself, and so I ended up being the valedictorian of that class.
I think that you had some things in place, as you said, because you really wanted to do the job well, but you were also qualified.
The normal path into police work would be to be hired as a patrolman and to spend 2 years in patrol, and then you could take the corporal's test and advance up and get into the detective division. But that was not the path I was given. So since I was working with juveniles, I had to be in the detective division, which was kind of backwards, to come in and go straight into the detective division. So that caused a little bit of, how'd she get that when I've been here 2 years trying to get that? So there was, there were some things to overcome. When I came to Irving, another kind of thing was I was the only person on the department that had a degree. So actually, I found out that Sam Houston University was going to start offering courses in Dallas. And so I went back to school to work on my master's in law enforcement. And when I did that, I talked with a lot of the police officers, because some of them would give me kind of a hard time about, well, we don't have a degree. And I said, yeah, but you could if you wanted to. It's not anything special, it's just doing it. And I got a lot of them to start school. When I went back and started on my master's, a lot of them started working on their bachelor's. So that's actually one of the things I'm kind of proud of, that a lot of those officers ended up with degrees that would have otherwise.
Over the next decade, Gloria advanced in the department, earning promotions and respect in the community. But the time came for a career change.
I went back to school again and got a master's in library science and then started working in schools. And the thing is, you're still helping kids, whether you're doing it as a police officer, helping to guide and direct them, or as a librarian helping to guide and direct them, you're still getting to be involved with kids and hopefully have a positive influence on their lives.
Since retirement, Gloria spends at least part of her time gardening. The impulse to nurture has never gone away, and she still feels a connection to the Irving Police Department.
I can honestly say it was the best job I ever had. I've done a lot of different things, but that was the best because it was so varied. You're always doing something different. You don't know what's going to happen next, and you're interacting with people a lot. And all of those things were things I enjoyed doing. I think probably the friendships that you make, because when you're in that type of a job, basically where your life is dependent on each other, you form very tight bonds. And it's been 50 years, but some of those people are still my best friends.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting. To learn more about Irving Trailblazers honored this month, visit cityofirving.org/stories. Artistry and Inspiration, the Irving Black Arts Council's 2021 Black History Month art exhibit, continues in the Irving Arts Center main gallery through March 27th. Here's a look at the work of 8 talented artists and a list of creative things to do about town. are a few events you'll want on your calendar this week in our happenings about town. Grab an Art to Go kit at the Irving Arts Center on Sunday, March 14th between 1 and 4 p.m. This second Sunday Fun Day celebrates the theme, Playing with Patterns. The Las Colinas Symphony Orchestra presents clarinetist Jonathan Jones in concert on Saturday, March 20th at 7:30 p.m. in Carpenter Hall. Think Green, Be Green and Irving Solid Waste Services host a household document shredding and electronics recycling event on Friday, March 26th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Briary Municipal Compound. Call 972-721-2232 for more information. And the Irving Symphony Orchestra concludes their 2020-2021 season with Grammy Award winners Asleep at the Wheel in concert Saturday, March 27th at 7:30 p.m. in Carpenter Hall. To learn about more events at the Irving Arts Center, call 972-252-ARTS. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us. Please be sure to tune in next time for our stories on the Desi Bride Company, artist Natalie Lambert, and Compassion to Action. We'll leave you tonight with a little preview of Asleep at the Wheel in concert. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kathy Whiteman. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
Oklahoma City's the star, Memory, Fort Worth, Dallas just a roll on by. Waco, less than 50 miles. Fear the road, I'm headed your way. I'm gonna boogie back to Texas, cause the U.S. will pay. Boogie back to Texas. Boogie back to Texas. Boogie back to Texas. Gonna boogie back to Texas. We're gonna boogie back to Texas, doing 8 beats to the mile. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Right. We're gonna boogie back to Texas, doing 8 beats to the mile. Can't you see I'm on my